Assalamu alaikum to all the lovely students. How are you all? Today we are back with English subject for class 6, unit 2, the kite. Today is the last part of the poem we are going to study. Before moving further towards stanza 3, let us have a quick review of what we studied yesterday in the poem The Kite, written by Harry Ben. Here, the poet tries to explain his experience of flying kites. He says that in the clear sky, when there are no clouds, the kite will look bright in it, and the kite will be clearly noticeable. On describing the moves of the kite, the poet says, the kite hurls, and with every wag, its tail produces a cracking sound. While flying, all of a sudden, the kite goes high on the top, just like a ship goes up and down on the crest of waves. He also describes it moves forward when the wind is strong, but when the wind falls, it seems as if it is also taking rest for a while in the air. Sometimes the thread tied to the kite loosen, the flyer tries to roll the thread and runs till a new breeze fills its wings. Here he says that the kite really looks bright on a clear sky, but when it gets struck on the top tree, it gets torn and gives a very poor look. So here the poet beautifully describes his experience on flying kite and its moves. Now we will move up to stanza number 3.
Stanza 3 says, when string goes slack, you wind it back and run until a new breeze blows and its wings fill and up it goes. Here, the poet is trying to say when the string goes slack, that means when the string turns loose, you wind it back and run until a new breeze blows and its wings fill. Here, he says when the thread tied to the kite loosens, the flyer runs and rolls it back. He waits till a new breeze or air blows again and fills its wings with air to help it fly high.
Stanza 4 says, how bright on the blue is a kite when it's new, but a raggeder thing you will never see when it flaps on a string in the top of a tree. Here, the poet says that a kite looks very bright and beautiful on a clear sky. How bright on the blue? Here, blue is used for sky. Is a kite when it's new. On a clear sky, the kite looks very bright and beautiful. But a raggeder thing, raggeder means torn or tattered, you'll never see when it flaps on a string in the top of a tree. Here he says when it gets struck on a tree top, it gets torn and gives a very poor look, worn out look, which is not liked by anyone. So we all like to see kites when they are bright and beautiful on a clear sky, but when they are raggeder, when they are torn and stuck on a tree top, then the kite gives very poor worn out look that we do not like. So here we end our poem The Kite, written by Harry Ben. Now we will move up to the exercise and question answers of the poem. So I request all the students to complete the poem by writing the stanza 3 and stanza 4 in your notebook along with the glossary words mentioned in the slides. Now we'll move up to the question exercise of the poem. Question number 1 says, list out the action words in the poem. Find out the meanings of these words. Dive, dip, snaps. Now from the poem you'll get these words: climbs, blows, soars, rides and falls. Its meanings are: climb, to go up; blows means to hit; soars means to fly; rides means to sit on the back of something and control its movement, to mount; falls means to drop down. You have to write these exercise in your notebook with beautiful handwriting. Now question number 2. Read these lines from the poem. Then soars like a ship with only a sail. The movement of the tailies kite is compared to a ship with a sail. This is called a simile. Can you suggest what or who the following actions may be compared to? So here the actions of a person is compared to something. This is called simile figure of speech. Now we are having few examples. You have to write the simile of the same. He eats like dash. He eats like a pig. He runs like the wind. So here the running of a person is compared with the wind. She sings like a nightingale. It shines like a star. It flies like a bird. So here the simile is a figure of speech in which a person or a thing is compared with something else. This is called a figure of speech. So here we end our poem. So I'll request you to complete your exercise in your notebook.